Well, it's time to take a look at another one of the interviews I did with a Trump supporter at Trump's South Carolina event. As many of you know, producer Ben and I traveled to South Carolina to a Trump speech to interview supporters on the ground, get a sense of what the heck's going on. And heck was going on, I will tell you for sure. So this individual was carrying a Trump flag, and usually if you're having merch and flags and all that, I assume you're kind of proud and you want to talk about it. And within 34 seconds, the interview completely derailed and she left based on what should be a very simple question. So the way I would put this is it went horribly wrong very fast. Take a look. Besides Trump, what do you want to hear from him? Or what did you before it got closed off?
I've heard everything I've wanted from him. I want him to take down all the people who are in place right now.
Gotcha. So this is a super simple question, but somehow I do get different answers to it. Who's the president right now?
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Okay. Was that it?
It will come out. We're not going to know, but I know. And God knows.
Okay.
God knows.
All right. So time will tell to the answer, who is the president? But actually, edit, God knows. And actually, double edit, I know. So no one knows what's going on. You people will have to wait until time tells you. But I and God knows already. Fascinating. Very unique, the way she's placed into this whole picture. But it really should not be that complicated of a question, right? Who's the president? It should just be, we move on. And I even specified in many of the times that I asked that question, who is the president right now? Not who do you think should be or rightfully or all that. Who's actively the current president of the United States? And I got so many different answers. You might remember this little compilation I put together of some of what I heard in response to that question.
And I actually believe that Trump is president right now.
Really?
I do. And he's in control through the military.
Sounds like a simple question, but I get different answers to it. Who's the president right now?
Definitely not Joe Biden.
Who right now is the president?
He is the president right now.
Who's the president right now?
Who's the president right now?
Trump.
President of the United States, Donald Trump.
Who's the president right now? And then we get to what you just saw. So we really did, as you saw there, got so many responses. Trump is actually in control through the military. Someone else that was in that compilation, or he was, but not this part of it, said Obama is actually in control. But then we'll get the whole, he's behind the scenes controlling everything through the military. But then you ask, so are things going well in the country? No, horrible. And if Trump's in control, if he's the real president, is that his fault? Nope. And actually, we played this before, but as a reminder, here was the answer I got when I posed what I just said. So Trump's president, but he's running for re-election, but the election was stolen from him, but he's the president. So how could an election be stolen from him if he's actually still president? And this is what I got back.
In 2023, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
And by it, do you mean publicly Trump taking back over as president?
Oh, yes.
And so this is where I start getting confused, because I'm not as familiar with what you're talking about, but I'll hear that he's president right now, but the stealing of the election was bad. But how could it have been stolen if he's still president now, and he's running for president? But why would he run for a third term if he's still president?
I can't answer that.
Okay.
I don't know how all that works out.
Together. Okay.
I just believe the military is in charge of what's going on.
Gotcha. Right. So, as I said during our last Trump supporter segment going over one of these interviews, even if we say, let's just throw the fact that to believe something like this, you should have evidence along with it. Let's just throw that in the garbage for the time being and just take everything that has been said by yourself, speaking to Trump shirt guy. Let's set those all next to each other on the table and look at them and think, could these all, even if they could be true, could they all run parallel to one another? And the answer is no. So we don't even have to get to talking about how we verify if something's true or not based on its attachment to reality, verified by evidence and such. Instead, we can just look at your claims by themselves, which don't get along with one another. They're not even cohesive with one another, much less cohesive with reality. But as you saw there, it didn't go, oh, I don't know how that fits together. That's actually, maybe I've been lied to. Or maybe it wouldn't happen that fast, but tell me more. Why? This does not make sense to you. Maybe you're getting to something. Instead, it's, let's just slow it down a little bit. That's not what I'm wanting to do here. What I want to do is make sure we know military's in charge. God made sure Trump's still president, because if Trump's not president, then that's a bummer of all bummers. But there are a lot of bad things going on. So Biden, we could blame Biden, who's not the president, but is to blame for things. There you go. Very fascinating. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the full bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley. Link in the description.